All right, so I want to take this moment to discuss another related topic at this point. Now, to do that, I'm going to need to fast forward, months from now, as if you've already launched a group or you're part of a group and you guys are totally reaping the benefits. So, what happens when you see an obvious member who is not participating? Like, what are your options, right, in your group? Or what are your options as a big cheese when it comes to making sure that you have high performers in your group, which is what you want? I mean, seriously, what a shame it would be to have a slot that's filled with a real dud, right? All right, so look, relax. You do have options. So now remember, as a big cheese, this is your group, so you're in control. So now don't let that go to your head. You should also be a professional. You need to be level-headed, and you need to be willing to speak with an underperforming member to see where the challenge exists, because it could be a pretty easy fix. So, but if after speaking with them, right, or when a member is, not participating in sending referrals, they're not showing up to group meetings, they're not meeting with other people, they're not trying to find ways, to leverage referrals with other members, they're just using you guys, right? Then dare we say it? I think it might be time to cut the cheese. Yeah. So here's how my team at Cheddar Stacks headquarters is going to help you with that situation. Listen, if the consensus is with your group that you need to replace somebody with a better fit, right, then contact our office and let our team know. We will contact that person and we will handle removing them from your group, right? Now, of course, we'll give them the option to start their own group, because here's what we usually find out. In most cases that, and this will be pretty obvious, that they didn't feel like they were a good fit in your group either. That's fine. That's probably why they weren't participating. No big deal. You may find out that, if you're coming into a group, that you're not a good fit, right? But anyway, once removed, you're free to replace them with another professional who is a better fit for your group. And so obviously you need to be continuing to look into the future here and finding that core group of professionals that are interested in starting that group with you. But I also want to discuss with you this, how do we nurture and grow these relationships, right? Because that's the key ingredient to success. So I want to take just a moment here and I want to talk to you about group meetings, because these are going to be really important. You have to get together as a group. Now, these are local network groups, you guys, and you may be licensed to do business with whatever you do in multiple states. That's fine. This is only localized. I'm not trying to change everything that you're doing. Just on a local level, we're going to change things for you, right? Which is probably going to be in a bulk of your business anyway. But this step includes, as far as getting together, this step includes finding a venue for your meeting. All right. Now, actually, if you look at the tactical marketing plan in there, there's some information on how to find or what to do to find a venue for your meeting. Now, we suggest that you guys get together every other week for group meetings. Just an hour. Just an hour, Have a very specific agenda, which we'll help you with. Just an hour, right? So you guys can learn about each other's products, clients, and where referral opportunities exist, right? So as the big cheese, you're going to be in charge of maintaining communication, which will give you all the tools, and establishing group meeting times, right? Keep it easy on everyone. Set a very specific, consistent meeting time in place, right? The first and third Wednesday of every month, whatever it may be. And we're going to meet for breakfast at 8 a.m. at Denny's, and it's going to be only an hour. Or we're going to meet in my office or whatever it's going to be, and we're everybody bring $3 or $2 and I'll supply the coffee and the bagels, right? So anyway, all that information's in your tactical marketing plan as far as, trying to find a place. By the way, if you do it in your office, make sure you got a private section in your office. Don't just do it out on the open floor. I mean, you need to have a situation where, your members are able to share information without distractions. Also, by the way, if you do this at a restaurant or something, or if you are doing it in your office and you're the one stopping to pick up the bagels or whatever it is, that your coffee and all that, it's not your responsibility to pick up the tab. You're not buying people's business. You're trying to get everybody's buy-in to do business and receive business, all right? But like I said, every group starts small. It grows based on the efforts of the members, that they're putting into the group. So again, maybe it makes sense to start at your office first. That's on you. But once you locate a restaurant or location, and you got an agreed upon date or days, and you got a small group, then you're ready to meet. So remember, again, as the big cheese, this is your group. So you got to take charge at the meeting when it comes to setting your meeting agenda. You need to be prepared. You need to stick to your plan. You always need to be respectful of others' time. And again, we'll help you out with the meeting agenda, right? And that'll be available to you as well. Actually, a couple of things I will give you is just points to do at the meeting, which again, there's going to be more training for you on how to put a meeting together. But just a couple tips real quick. Always have blank name tags available and Sharpies, because listen to me, there is nothing more uncomfortable than forgetting somebody's name, right? Now, at each meeting, we suggest that you have just two different people from two different professions get up for 5 or 10 minutes and just tell everybody about themselves and teach people what a referral looks like, right? That's going to be the most important piece. And then also one other thing that we suggest, and again, we'll give you another agenda, but everybody take a business card with you, but we don't want everybody handing out their business cards like, hey, here's 30 different business cards to put in your pocket to hand out. No, that's what the application's for, man. Don't do that. I don't want your business cards. But everybody bring a card, throw it in a bag, and then if you've got 20 people, have 10 of them draw out a card. And as long as they don't draw out their own card, then whoever's card you did draw out, that's who you need to probably set up a time to go meet with next week and just have a face-to-face one-on-one with that person. Just a face-to-face meeting where you guys can kind of figure out where the synergies exist and where the cross-selling and referral opportunities exist for you too. So, and then also, as the big cheese, eventually we'll show you this, but on the back end of the web portal, you're going to actually have access to reports and things like that you want to go over to be able to set goals for your group. You'll be able to pull what we call a stale cheese report. So you can talk about cheese that's sitting out there and still needs to be worked or hasn't been worked, or just try to get a resolution to it. So you'll need to do very little upfront work for each meeting because, again, we're going to give you everything you need, but, do a little bit so it runs smoothly. Any energy you put into your group is going to result in massive rewards. So, and by the way, if you feel like you're not the right person to run the group, then find somebody else who'd be willing to kind of be the headliner for you in your group. And then you just kind of be the person as the big cheese that kind of brings everybody together and at least, kind of sets everything up. All right. So I'm going to get into kind of some of the important stuff that you need to talk about at the meeting, or at least kind of the core, if you will, of how we're going to get these referrals ramped up.